From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain, it's the heart of a villain. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain, it's the heart of a villain. Hey yo, heart of a villain beats hard in the centrifuge. Bearded BP, 100 interviews. All it takes is 2 mics and 1 line. This is Bearded Villains podcast worldwide. Driving cross countries, getting ball tires. Fam across ponds, always inspired. Chapters connect, and then it's on fire. Check your phone, cause BV is like a live wire. They said that we couldn't do it and that another could. Never underestimate the power of brotherhood. Every bro, every chapter, every caption. Heart of a villain, bro. Lights, camera, action. Action, action, action. Let's go. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain, it's the heart of a villain. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain, it's the heart of a villain. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain, it's the heart of a villain. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very strange episode, a very strangely timed episode of The Heart of a Villain, the podcast and live stream devoted to the Bearded Villains Worldwide Brotherhood and the lives they're changing all over the world. This one is a little different, time-wise anyway. Structure should be about the same, but it feels weird. It feels weird. Today is December 3rd. It is Saturday, and it is about 12:22 in the afternoon on a Saturday. Very strange time to be doing this, kind of a random time to be doing this show. But hey, as one of our brothers told me, the show must go on. And yes, no matter what is going on in life, no matter what else is going on with us, the show must go on. And so after I took a week off for the Thanksgiving holiday, which was very, very strange for me. And I felt very weird because this has become a weekly tradition, and I feel strange if I don't do this show once a week. But I felt like I just needed to take a week back and relax. But then it piggybacks on top of the fact that right now I'm involved in a production of A Christmas Carol, the Charles Dickens classic, at a community theater here locally. And because of rehearsal schedules, performance schedules, and all that stuff that's going on, it also hampered my schedule for the show for this week. Now, normally, the loyal, longtime listeners of this show will know that several months ago, I was involved in doing the sound production at the same theater for production of Spam-A-Lot. And in that production, I was involved in the rehearsals and the performances running sound. But the rehearsal schedule and the performance schedule was a little bit different. And I always had the opportunity to be able each week to either schedule the show on a Wednesday night as opposed to Thursday night, or Friday night, or Friday early in the afternoon, evening, something. Well, the rehearsal schedules for the show have been so crazy that I haven't been getting home until 10 o'clock. And getting home at 10 o'clock and then finishing the prep work for the show, it would be almost 11:30 before I could do a show on a weekday. Very strange. Nobody would be there to listen. Very few are actually around right now. We'll get into that in just a second. But so... yeah, it's been weird. It's been weird trying to prep for the show, trying to prep for that show at the same time. And so I was torn between if I should do it really late at night this week, one night, or just say, I'll do it Saturday. And we had a performance. The opening night of the show was last night, and we have another performance tonight. So it just made sense to sleep in a little bit. And then, of course, after I said that the show would be at 11 o'clock Central Time today, of course, the computers wanted to run slow this morning and everything, and we are an hour and 20 minutes after I said we would start. Hey, when it rains, it pours, right, boys and girls? So we are here, and like I said, we're doing episode 162 on a very strange time frame. On this episode, I have an interview with Blaze, the captain of the Northern Virginia Villains, the Nova chapter, because this weekend, and now it's actually today, their meet and greet was last night, but this weekend is Jingle Beards. Jingle Beards, the very fun annual event that they host, raising money for Toys for Tots. So I had a really cool interview with Blaze. This is the first time I've had him on the show, so hopefully the interview will be fun for you guys to listen to, because we took it a little bit further than just their event. And because this is his first time on the show, I got to kind of do a little get-to-know Blaze type of the interview thing. And really solid dude, really fun to talk to. One of those guys that, the conversation could have dragged on a lot longer. And I look forward to talking to him in the future. But hey, so that's going to come up in just a few minutes. When we get to our calendar of events, we don't have one. We do not have a calendar of events this week because we've wrapped up basically all of the major events for 2022. So in the coming weeks, we will put out the calendar of events for 2023 of the events that we have them on the schedule so far. So if you have an annual event that is going to be planned for 2023, make sure to send me a note with the times and dates, any extra info you can give me on that, even if it's just save the date kind of information, because I would like to start up with our end of year shows with just saying this is what the calendar is looking like so far and as far into the year as we can. So keep that in mind if you have anything going on. I want to say thanks to the handful of people that are here with me live. I don't know why they are. Football games must not be on yet that they're interested in, or I haven't done the time difference thing yet, because the first one to pop into our comment section was Rababa over in England. It should be midday or coming into the evening hours, I would think, over there. It's got to be evening hours now. Well, good evening to you, Rob. How you doing today? Mike is here with us as well, saying, "Hey, bros, what's up? What's up? Good to see you here." And then we also have the Bearded Ambitions. Hey, BP. Yeah, buddy. Good to see you guys. I honestly thought that I would be doing this show to nobody today. I just figured I would be doing kind of a recorded version of the show today. It'd go out to YouTube, and I'd put it out to regular podcast platforms, and nobody would even know I was doing it today. I would just sneak it in. But hey, we are here, and those are the guys that I see so far. But guys, let's get in. I do have a few things to talk about merch-wise, just a handful. A bunch of the older merch stuff that we had on tap has expired, and they've moved away from some of the stuff, a lot of the remembrance patches. If they're still out there, they may still have stock of them, but now we're into December, and so we must push forward. Rob says, yes, it's 18:30 hours here. Yes, I was right. All right. Well, hey, let's get into a little bit of merch for this week and see where we're at. All right. So I checked this one out here, and it's still actively live. West Texas Villains. New shirts out. $25 to $28. They have a variety of different styles out there. Very cool stuff to see. Available at bv3w.bigcartel.com. bv3w.bigcartel.com. Also, the Philadelphia Bearded Villains, have a pre-sale shirt alert. Is going until the 10th. So next weekend will be the last time you get a chance to get one of these. Pre-sale is live now till the 10th. On their Philly Villains shirt, bright red shirt, Philly Villains. Hit up the Philadelphia boys if you want to grab one of those shirts. I don't have the direct link on my page. I'm sorry for that. Also up, Maryland just released, the Maryland Originals just released this guy, I think yesterday or the day before. Brand new rendition of their patch with the cool crown on the top of it. With their flag in the background, the Maryland flag in the background, OG, spelling out the letters. Maryland Originals.bigcartel.com. I do not have the money, the dollar amount on that one, but I'm sure it's reasonable. And then finally, the last thing I have today is Smoky Mountain. I think in the last week or so, they dropped this. Smoky Mountain guys, they dropped their 5th anniversary pre-order shirt. I don't have the date. Yes, December 10th. It says December 10th this thing goes off. December 10th, it's a pre-order. $16 to $25. Using their phrase that they use all the time, villains step up. But it has kind of a faded dark to red print on it. Very cool. $16 to $25 pre-order till December 10th. This is, I'm trying to think. It is all proceeds will go to, I'm trying to read this in very tiny writing on my screen. All proceeds will go to donations to Isaiah 117 House, 117 House. So I'm assuming that further information on what that organization does and what they do for them in their partnership will come forthwith down the road. But those shirts are available at SmokeyMTNVillains.BigCartel.com. SmokeyMTNVillains.BigCartel.com. All right. So before we get into our interview, I did want to mention a couple of things in the chapter news end of things. And this is more or less a couple of different chapters, one of them being my chapter, is doing some raising of some funds for a variety of reasons. And they offer up a couple of ways that you out there, if you want to, if you can, if you have the heart for it, and if you have the financial well-being to donate to help out with it, we would appreciate it. And the first up, let's just get into this part. All right. So the first one I have up here is the First Coast Villains. They're doing a toy drive give back. Toy drive give back. Now, if you take a screenshot of this here image right here, take a screenshot. And there you go. This has a PayPal and Cash App link with a QR code on it where you can send them a little bit of money to go toward their second annual Christmas give back until December 20th. So if you have $5, $10, whatever, super easy to do with PayPal and Cash App. I'm sure that First Coast Villains would greatly appreciate it. And then also my chapter here in Northern Indiana, up until tomorrow. So time sensitive. Up until tomorrow, we are doing a food drive. And so we are collecting food items, and we are non-perishable food items that we can donate. But we also are doing Cash App and PayPal so that we can use those funds to go purchase some to fill out this order. So if you want to do a quick screenshot of this one for my chapter, right there, and there's a Cash App and QR code for us there, we would greatly appreciate it as well. If you have a few bucks, that would be awesome. I would greatly appreciate that. Food drive for the homeless and much in need people this time of year. And that is chapter news. All right. So it's funny. Just a real quick side story. Because this show that we're doing, and most everybody is familiar with some variation of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. Whether you are used to the Muppet rendition, whether you're used to the George C. Scott rendition that was done years ago, whether you're used to, a variety of different versions that have come out over the years that are out there. Even the new rendition called Spirited with Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell that has some sort of a rendition of that out there too. No matter what it is, everybody's kind of familiar with the story. Well, this production that I'm currently in, I am doing the Ghost of Christmas Present. The Ghost of Christmas Present. So I get to wear the fancy, big, green, very regal robe. It's very, very thick and heavy they made for me. I feel a little bit like Hugh Hefner when I wear it. It's super soft. and I love it. I love it, but it's huge and it weighs a ton. Anyway, so last night was the very first performance, and I kind of laughed because one of the things that this for anybody that knows me, you know, most people know that I sing, and this role, actually, the director wanted this role to be somebody who sang because the second act opens up with me singing a rendition of what's called the Boar's Head Carol, I think is what it's called. So I have to sing that, a couple of lines of that to start off the show. But singing has never been a big thing for me, a big worry on stage. The thing where it's always been a bugaboo for me and something that always made me nervous was trying to do dialogue and actually act. Because I think, at least for me, doing some sort of acting while singing it is much easier. But acting just by doing dialogue, I've never felt like I was in place doing that. I've always felt out of place doing that. So this was a big leap for me, and taking myself out of my comfort zone for it. And on top of that, I was supposed to try and learn a little bit of a English accent to sound non-Americanized. And so that's been a fun struggle anyway as well. But I laugh because some of the dialogue that I get are some of the funnest, the coolest and most fun lines in the show that I get to say. And last night, I've been very successful, I think, with memorizing my lines throughout all the rehearsals. I've very few lines that I've botched or mixed up or anything like that. And it was so funny last night, mid-performance, and here I am as the Ghost of Christmas Present. I am working with, on stage, my brother-in-law who is playing Scrooge. And so we've rehearsed a bunch together, and he turns to me and he asks me a question about Tiny Tim, and I'm supposed to say the line that I see a vacant seat in the chimney corner. And then halfway through that line, I just completely went blank. My mind went blank. And it was very, very funny between the two of us. I think I hit it well. Anybody that really knows the show like really well and knows all the dialogue would know that I messed up a line. But instead of saying that if these shadows remain unaltered by the future, I said, if these shadows remain empty. And it was a very fun moment for me. He looks at me and his eyes went, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, I have no idea. But anyway, good times, good times. So performance number 2 of 6 is tonight. And we go into next week as well, next weekend. So should be fun to see where we take things, and hopefully no more snafus as that performance goes in the future. All right. Moving on, guys. This weekend is Jingle Beards. This weekend is Jingle Beards over with the Northern Virginia boys. And this was my first chance to talk to Blaze about his BV journey a little bit, learn a little bit more about him, and then also move into their event. So please help me welcome and enjoy this interview I had with Blaze. My guest this week is from Northern Virginia. And boy, they have an event this weekend that has become an annual favorite by many. So help me welcome Blaze to the show. Blaze, how you doing?
What's going on, man? How are you?
Oh, dude, I'm great. I'm bummed that this thing timed out again, that I'm not able to go this weekend. Unfortunately, one of these years I'm going to get over there for this event because...
Yeah, it happens, man. Life gets crazy around this time.
Well, it's not even that. It's for me. It's I volunteered to take part in a local community theater production of A Christmas Carol.
Oh, nice.
So the opening night is this weekend. We start tonight and then go through the next 2 weeks. So yeah, it's
cool.
But one of these days I'm going to get over there for Jingle Beards. But we'll get into that in just a minute, man. But hey, this is your first time here.
Excited to be here, dude.
Tell everybody that may not know who Blaze is a little bit about Blaze. your BV journey, how you found things.
Well, to be brutally honest with you,
That's how we
I thought
like
it
it.
was I thought it was bullshit when I first found out about it. I just saw it as a thing for internet. Let's ooh guys posting beers and stuff like. Nah. But I floated on it for a little bit. My my cousin, some people know, not a lot of people, but a lot of people do. Uh, Johnny Parks, Kraken.
Oh,
He actually introduced me to the Bearded Villains when he joined Virginia. Um, and at first, I didn't think nothing of it. I was like, "No, I'm not doing that shit. It sounds stupid. I'm too busy. None of that shit." But after looking at it and actually seeing what guys were doing, I decided to join. That was 2018, I think. 17, 18, something like that. But it changed my life. It really did. I was in a bad spot. It really helped me get through a bunch of stuff, and I found brotherhood. I found charity. I found people from all walks of life that you don't really see yourself not associated with, but you don't really see that type of people in your life. And like I said, man, it changed my life. I didn't realize how much I love charity until I found BV. It really grabbed my soul, and I've stuck with it ever since. It's truly a blessing in my life. So anyone out there that's thinking about it, look into it. We may look like a bunch of raggedy dudes that hang out and drink beer all the time, but we're all a bunch of softies, and it's what we do is it's wonderful, and I love it. So
I love hearing those stories about guys that it was a missing excuse me, it was a missing piece for them
right,
when they found BV. And in your case, and it was in my case too, it's one of those things where it just changes you. It doesn't necessarily, in some cases it completely changes the person, but sometimes it just fills that hole, and
right, yeah,
it doesn't put you into a different person that you were, but
right,
it enhances the person that you
yeah,
were.
absolutely,
And it's so funny. I love, like I said, when you say those kinds of things, that gives me chills, because it's such a true statement that we as adults, especially men, that the older you get, the less inclined you are to want to reach out, the less
yep,
comfortable you are to want to reach out to strangers and open yourself up. And the older you get, you stay with the friends and the people that you've known for 15 years, 20 years.
right.
And
There's a
it's
stigma
odd.
behind it, man.
Yeah.
Like there's a stigma with and this goes back to the men with mental health issues. There's a huge stigma revolving around men. We can't cry, we can't come together and change the world, essentially, because we're guys. That's completely wrong. We all have feelings, we all have deep seated issues that typically we swallow and we keep them inside because society says we're too grown and we're too masculine to show any sign of emotion, and that's bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm a huge proponent in saying what's on your mind and talking to people, and don't let shit sit. That's Bearded Villains is the biggest network of you know people in the world. You will always have a brother on your shoulder. If you need to talk to someone, reach out. If you're on vacation, you're having a bad time, if you need someone to talk to, reach out. There's someone in your area. That's one of the great things about this brotherhood. There's always someone around to talk to.
Yeah.
Um, I was I am a survivor of suicide, so I'm a huge proponent in talking to people. I stress to all my guys in the chapter, if you've got stuff going on, if you feel off, reach out. Don't sit on that shit. And I think the whole stigma around men and, not just our community, but in the world as a whole, it's really starting to, it's changing. And it's
Yeah.
really good to see that because everyone deserves to have the life that they want. And if they're struggling, they deserve to have the resources that they need to get to a happy place. So,
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. I love to see people that have a voice now. I mean, it shouldn't always be the celebrities or the athletes, but the fact that they're actually using their voice now, and
Absolutely.
it's making it, like they say, it is okay, not to be okay, and
Right.
it's such a refreshing statement, and
Yeah.
it opens eyes up. I think it makes people realize that they're not alone, and that they're not different for having a bad day and having the craziness in their head and the thoughts that run through their head, that
Yeah.
they're not unique to that. So I love it, man. I love it. So that's so cool. And the coolest, what I love about it is that uh, people in your shoes, that you're willing to step up and lead a chapter and use that voice to kind of tell guys, hey,
Yeah.
this is okay, and we need more of that. I think in BV we've got a bunch of guys. It seems like sometimes that are leading chapters just because they've been there forever, and they never really want to open up. I mean, you know it, I know it. It's the real truth. Unfortunately, that we've got some guys that are in leadership capacities in some chapters that
Right.
it's probably time. They need to let go and let other people that are willing to have that voice and not push it down. And
Yeah. I mean,
it's that old school
it's,
mentality.
yeah. I mean, God bless the OGs that started all this. We wouldn't be here without them. But that I'm a firm believer in everyone gets a chance to grow. This chapter isn't just me and my officers. This is everybody. You
Yeah.
know, Chapter members are just as important as the head honcho captain. It's I'm no better than a hopeful coming in.
Yeah.
Some people don't see it like that, but it's the truth, man. The new guys coming in, they're the one that feed this chapter, and without them, we can't grow. So,
Yeah.
they're just as important, if not more important than me.
Yeah.
I don't being a captain is not something I wanted. I graciously accepted it from the votes from our chapter, but this chapter isn't just about us. It's everyone. And
Yeah.
I really wish guys would see it that way. And there's going to be guys floating in and floating out of chapters, across the whole board. It's going to happen. That's okay. But this whole thing where guys just join it to, be on Instagram and get a bunch of likes and all this shit, like that's not what this is about. It's Originally that's what it was, but it has grown exponentially way past that, and I think uh, it's changed for the better.
Yeah.
We're actually getting out there and doing really good for our community. And, we're super excited about this weekend. It's going to be great. So
Yeah. Well, to talk for a second a little bit about what the last year or so has been like for you guys, 6 months or whatever. I know it's for some chapters, the guys have been really active. Some chapters have kind of been hit and miss with their activity levels, but
yeah,
it's been a strange year for kind of worldwide with BV, because it just depends on when all those COVID protocols kind of broke down. For some people, it was a long time ago. For some people, it seems like it wasn't too long ago. But
yeah.
what's it been like for you guys?
It's been up and down, man. I can't lie. We're still strong as we ever been, but it's been weird for the past few. Like you said, we had COVID to deal with, and that messed up a lot of things. Protocols. We can't get out there and do what we really want to do. But now everything's starting to come back up, and we're seeing everything getting relaxed, and you know, um, part of the reasons why our comp this year is kind of on the short side and a little bit early. The venue has a group that is returning for the first time since COVID hit, believe it or not. So they don't want to hurt them coming back in with us. So we're kind of having to share the day with them. So which is cool. It's fine with me.
Hmm.
But it's been different, man. We've lost a few. We've gained a few guys. It's a little up and down, but Nova is going in a very strong direction, and I'm excited for the new year. excited for our new guys coming in, getting patched. I think we've got, I want to say 5 hopefuls right now.
All right.
So, yeah, it's good. It's
Yeah.
good.
That's awesome to hear. All right. Well, hey, let's get into this weekend, man. What we're here about. Jingle Beards. It's become a favorite. It's become a favorite of a lot of people, and maybe it's just a funny name. Maybe it's just the time.
How can you not love Christmas and helping kids, man?
Dude, it's and the coolest thing. I think one of the greatest things about it is the timing of it, where you're fit in a pocket where there really isn't a whole lot else going on. So aside from family things that guys may have, personal things, guys don't really have much of an excuse not to show up for your event. Really, it's not like you're competing with 4 or 5 other BV events. So I like to say that, hey, don't use excuses now. And it's not like it's right on top of a holiday either, because it fits right in that pocket between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So, don't use excuses, guys.
Right.
But tell us a little bit about what the plans are for this weekend starting. I mean, are you doing like meet and greet on Friday and everything else moving forward?
We're actually doing a meet and greet tonight. That's at 7 p.m. Just come out, hang out, drink beers. We're actually going to decorate tonight, so that's always fun. If you guys want to come out and help us decorate the place, put a bunch of cheer all over the place. And then after that, we're just going to hang out tonight. And then tomorrow is the event. You can still register online for the event on our big cartel. We're going to close that down tonight. And then registration at the door opens at 10 a.m. That's going to run till promptly 11 o'clock. And then we're going to just jump right into the comp. Got not quite as many categories as last year, but like I said, there's a time constraint with the venue, so we kind of had to thin things down a little bit to work around other people. We're all trying to enjoy the time and space. So a little different this year. We got kids, styled stash, freestyle, business beard, 4 to 8, 8 to 12, and 12 to up. Which is a pretty good amount of categories. We're gonna start with kids first, because you know how kids are, man. They just, especially if they get their face all done up with an outfit, they're not gonna last long. So we're gonna get them knocked out first, and then probably around halftime, we got a little guest coming in a big fat Santa suit. So
all right,
we can see Santa today, or Saturday rather. So
that'll be
it's going to be good. We're going to have fun. There's 50-50 raffle. There's a silent auction. Our good buddy Rob from RVA, he's going to be doing a cheesecake again for us to raffle off. So that's always a good money maker. A few special items in the 50-50, so you can get your hands on that. Going to have some merch there. Just have a good old time, man.
Are you are you giving any teases or cats out of the bag on the special items in the auction, or you want to keep that secret for people to show up to see it?
Well, we'll say there's a sporting event game or 2 tickets available. Got that going. There's a few Nova items that don't get released very often that are going to be there, so look out for those.
Hell yeah, that's awesome, man. I want to see. I can't wait to see pictures, man. This is going to be cool. So, am I to assume then that because you're not because the man in the red suit's not coming till halftime, he's not going to be one of your judges?
No, he is not a judge.
That might be fun to do for future reference.
Yeah.
Or just go and find like a mall Santa or something like that and bring him in.
Right? Yeah. Hey, you want some free beer? Come with me.
This is Mall Santa Bob, and he is he's one of our judges. That would be funny. But yeah, so okay. Do you have any info on judges? Anybody that we know, beardy community or BV otherwise?
Oh, yeah. So one of the we have a returning judge who helps us out a lot. I don't know if a lot of people in BV know her. Amelia Keene. She's Wonderful barber. She has a spot in Haymarket, Virginia. She specializes in sculpting beards and men's hair.
Ooh.
She's great. She's wonderful. We love her. She's a huge supporter of us, and BV as a whole. She's been to a lot of events. She's great. Uh, we have another barber that's going to help us out. Lee, he's great. My co-cat Bear, he knows him. He's been in the industry for a long time, so he's seen a lot, done a lot. We got that going, and then the owner of the establishment and his manager, they're going to go co-judge with us, so that's going to be fun
Oh
too.
yeah.
So yeah, it's good. We only did 3 judges this year, so I don't think we need to do any more than that with the category we have. So
No.
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I think as long as you have an odd number of judges, I mean, you never want to. I always tell people don't try and do an even number because then you might get into
No, it throws things off, and it's
you end
so
up with a lot of ties that way,
yes.
and you don't want to have to do
Yeah.
tiebreakers more than once. So, yeah. All right, man. Well, hey, Jingle Beards is the one thing I did want to ask you, and I almost forgot to. Your patch that you were doing the sale on, is that still active or is that done right now?
If you want one, hit me up.
Okay. Well, I know the reason I was asking is because I've been the last several weeks on the podcast, I've been telling everybody about it to go out and grab one. But so basically,
actually
right now, the
believe
way
it's
if
still
you want
active.
one, just reach out to Blaze.
Yeah, I think it's still active. If it's not, reach out to me or one of my guys, and we'll get you squared away.
Okay. And the last thing, just remind everybody, what are you raising money for with this event?
All proceeds go to Toys for Tots with the Marine Corps. Any obviously toy donations. We're doing if you want to enter, it's either $20 or an unopened brand new toy for registration. So yeah, we got a bunch of toys already. At the end of the night, we're going to tally up all the monetary donations and count it with the Marines and give them all the money we got. This is what it's all about. It's for the kids. We're to provide Christmas to a child that doesn't have it and doesn't have access to it is just it's what it's all about. This is our main charity for the year, and this is a big one for us. It's I don't even have kids, and I love kids. So
Yeah.
providing for them and just putting a smile on their face is enough for me to be here. So
Oh, 100% for that. Are you gonna? You mentioned Marines. I know that they're obviously always partnered up with Toys for Tots. Are you planning on having any of the Marines there at the event?
yes,
Or
we have 2 Marines that are going to be on standby for us the entire event, and they're going to collect all the toys at the end. So we will have the Marines with us tomorrow.
look out, the Marines will
Yeah,
be in force at the event. Even better.
yeah. We actually the gentleman that usually does Toys for Tots with us, he retired from the Marines last year, and he actually joined our chapter as a hopeful.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah, it's
That's
pretty
it.
cool. His name is Paul Mintonsmith. He's a gunnery sergeant, retired. Awesome dude. We love Gunny to death, and he's a true Marine boy.
You know,
But
and you know what's so funny? You hear stories, and I was in law enforcement rather than the military, but
yeah,
guys that are in either in service or in first responders or something like that, when they're not able to have a beard for their entire career, and then
no,
once
yeah,
they retire, they're like, the hell with it, I'm going.
yep.
And that's
And that's
exactly what
what he
happened to me
did.
too. So yeah,
Yeah, he went to our last event and he was talking to us, and he's like, "Man, I'm retiring next year. I want to join." Okay,
you're
start
like,
growing
okay,
that.
go ahead and try to grow that
Yep,
beard then.
start growing that face mop up. So yeah, he stuck to his word, man, and joined in. He's been awesome,
That's great.
awesome, awesome, awesome.
That's great. Okay, so it just spurred another question regarding donations for you guys. Are you
Hmm?
taking in monetary donations like via any of the apps, the Cash App,
Yeah,
PayPal, stuff like
so
that?
if anybody wants to donate to us, if you guys can't get out, if you can't get us a toy, if you want to give us some money for the donations, you can go to our big cartel. Um, do that. You can pay us through our PayPal. Do that too. You can hit me up. You can send money to my PayPal. Hit anyone up in our chapter. They'll get with me and Bear. So yeah, anything you want to provide to us, just let us know. We'll make sure it gets to the Marines.
Perfect. Okay, I always love to toss that out there because, sometimes guys can't make it and they want to, toss $10 to some, to an event to help out. So it makes it much easier to do that nowadays.
Absolutely.
So, well, man, Blaze, I'm excited for your weekend, and I look forward to seeing pictures and hearing stories from the weekend and all the stuff you're able to do for the kids and for yourselves. I mean, it's like you say, we can't forget that it's a good brotherhood time for us during the holiday season. And when you were talking about earlier, we're talking about mental health, and those kind of things are so important, especially during the holidays, as you know.
It is, and
for us to stay in contact.
The holidays are rough for people, and I get that. It's rough for me, A lot of people hold on to the holidays. Some people have bad experiences in the holidays, and they just hold on to that memory, So it's really important to check on guys during the holidays, and it's like I told all the new guys, coming in. They're like, "What is Jingle Beards about?" Not only is this for the kids, Toys for Tots and Marines, but this is a perfect opportunity for you to get out there and experience things and meet a bunch of brothers from around the area and cats that are coming from out of the area. It's a huge network, and this is a perfect time for you to really get out there and introduce yourself, and just enjoy the moment.
Absolutely. Yeah. Make sure those hopefuls see the benefit, and they're not just hanging around your chapter guys, that they're meeting all the guys from outside areas too.
It's
invaluable.
I actually tell my guys one of their responsibilities is to reach out and talk to people from outside the chapter. If you're just talking to guys inside the chapter, you're not growing with us. What are you doing?
Right.
So
love to hear it, man. All right. Well, hey, thanks again so much for taking some time out for me.
Thank you, man.
for this event, and I hope you guys kill it. Have a great event and raise tons of money and get lots of toys for this thing. That's always a really feel good moment when you're able to do that and make that donation. So all right, man. Well, hey, I look forward to talking to you in the future and checking in with you down the road.
Brian, it's been a pleasure, buddy.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
All right, buddy.
All right, thanks. Bye. And that was Blaze. Man, I'm stoked to hear what they pull out for this weekend. Toys for Tots, always an amazing thing, and the fact, hey, they're gonna have some Marines there, live in person, to collect those donations on top of the rest of the event that they're gonna have going on. So hopefully anybody that's listening to this or listens to this here in the next little bit that lives in the area can swing over there. If you get a chance to, if you want to also help donate to their event for Toys for Tots, you could also hit up their Big Cartel page. Just go to their Instagram page and look for, Bearded Villains Northern Virginia. And on their Big Cartel page, I think they have a link so that you can donate virtually to the event as well. So, but yeah, good to talk to him. I love his outlook and the way that he's looking at things as a captain. And I'm sure that there's going to be some really cool growth and things like that going on in Northern Virginia coming forward. As I said before, we don't really have a calendar of events, so let's get this guy out of the way real quick here. If you are looking for an all-natural beard oil that will not only tame your beard and coarse hairs, but make your beard soft and smell amazing, check out Pulpo Beard Oils. Veteran-owned and made for today's beards, Pulpo beard products combine the best beard ingredients on the market with incredible customer service to ensure your happiness. Whether you need beard wash, beard oil, beard balm, or some fun clothing, Pulpo is the place to go. Feel fresh, feel savage, feel confident with Pulpo Beard Oils. Go to Pulpo Beard Oils, that's Pulpo beardoils.com, and use the code The Heart of a Villain for a discount on your order. Okay, guys, so this was a little bit of a shorter episode, and that's okay. That's okay. Anybody that's watching live still, I appreciate you for being here. And now you can go about your day and your weekend, go out there and kill it. This was episode 162. 162. We're going to have, oh man, it's kind of crazy to think we'd be 163, and then as you know, it goes 164, 165. So we're flying into the end of the year, guys. 2023 is going to be an awesome year. Look forward to seeing all sorts of cool stuff come out of you guys, different chapters, different things that you guys have planned, your own passion projects that you guys have going on. These next few weeks are going to be a lot of fun for me, getting a chance to dive into more of the editing of the footage that I have so far for the film. And so I'm just looking forward to spending some time doing some deep dives on some things and talking with you guys, finding out about what you guys have planned to finish out the year and also into 2023. But for now, guys, that's going to wrap up episode 162 of this show. Remember, you can still listen to all previous 161 of these shows at theheartofavillain.simplecast.com. Theheartofavillain.simplecast.com. It's where you can get all the fun merch and all that stuff, too. I want to challenge you, as I always do every week, guys, to be the villain that the world needs you to be, because the heart of a villain never stops beating. And most importantly, every week I say it, never stops being important. Remember, it's okay not to be okay. If you are hurting, please find a brother to talk to. Remember, it's okay not to be okay. So for now, have a great rest of your weekend. I have no idea when I will be back next week, but I will keep you all posted for episode 163. Until then, take care and stay safe.
From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain.